have an unending influx of immigrants into the country. And that's what Dr. Price is talking about. And nobody, no black politician, no black organization wants to deal with that issue. They will avoid it at all costs, even though in their hearts they know that's one of the biggest problems for black folk.
What about the idea of just moving back into 30?
Again, on this fixed income that I am paid in Congress, the idea of actually buying a new home or getting, we don't get enough money. I mean, I'm being honest, and I know that some people may take issue with that because they talk about how much money we make, and I get it. It's not that we're obviously getting minimum wage, but by the time you talk about having I have a mortgage, and I have an interest rate that is.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
All right, y'all, we back with another video. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing help, welcome to better understanding self. So, in this video, we canceling Jasmine Crocket. You know, Malcolm X told us, Dr. Claude Anderson already told us about black politicians and how they supposed to be on code. And if you're not on code, you're going to get canceled. We ain't dealing with no more raccoons right now, especially in our delineation and our awakening on us being indigenous to America. So I'm going to go over, she has a $3,000, Jasmine Crocket has a $3,000 lien on a luxury Dallas condo and continues to fail and refuse to pay it off. So if y'all seen in the beginning video, she claimed how, you know, they don't get paid that much. You know, it's not minimum wage, but they make a great amount of money. Free health care. She's getting, I mean, to even say that is just disrespectful to us, right? But I played y'all that video of Claude Anderson saying that our black politicians never talk about immigration and the effect on black people. And she is a part of coining this brown and black unit. And what that means is she's for immigrants coming to the country and undermining FBA. So we got to take a stance, and anybody who stand on anything like this, they getting canceled. We're going to be canceling a lot of politicians because that's where a lot of the representation of us is getting redirected right to, you know, white supremacists. Now, I'm going to play this video where she goes on and explains how immigration is not our problem, white supremacy is. But at FBA, y'all know we always say immigration is a product of white supremacy. I'm gonna play this quick video. Let me know what you think.
But obviously in Trump's America, this is exactly what he wants. And the idea that one person can get out of line and commit such a horrific crime as shooting two national guardsmen that never, ever asked to be here. In fact, we know the young lady that lost her life specifically, we're saying that this is a waste of time. But now you want to go against every single immigrant. That doesn't make sense. And it's frankly not who we are, because if that's the case, let's talk about the white supremacists and how many of them need to be kicked out of this country, because I can guarantee you I can track down more crimes that they've committed, because overall immigrants have a lower crime committal rate than white supremacists. But we don't want to talk about that in this country.
I mean, now, if you see her rhetoric and if you hear FBA, we're saying that the immigrants are playing up under white supremacy. They're not for black people. When they come over here, it's not a better outcome for black people, for our people, the people that's indigenous to this land. So she's trying to say, you know, it doesn't undermine us. And that's what Claude Anderson spoke out and saying politicians is going to run from the immigration and the effect on it. That's why she got to be canceled. Number two, she goes on all of these rants on news channels, and we never hear her talking about reparations. We never hear you fighting for the cause of our people on an action plan on what we need. It's just always you going back and trying to unite black and brown, and we want tangible that's specifically for us. We tired of being played around now. All you politicians is going to get If y'all ain't following these immigration effect on the Black community, reparations and the action plan, indigenous to America, and the tax on that. If you're not speaking on these, and this is just my opinion, but if you ain't speaking on these topics for us, you paid off, you bought. Anybody that's claiming any ties to any AU, the African Union, a certain 501c3, churches even, and your Greeks, your Blacks that claim to be Greek Blacks, we can't, any immigrants that's coming from another country and trying to speak for us, it's not going to work. This is the boundaries that we set for how you speak on us. And it's going to go, I'm going to keep dropping these cancellation videos because a lot of y'all got to get put in our place. Y'all going and speaking for us and we like, what are they talking about? Y'all embarrassing us. It's like we wouldn't even be bringing up points like this. And we tired of the system working, y'all. We feel like that Greek, when y'all throw up them signs, when you go to these institutions and these colleges, and they put you in these Greek gangs, we don't feel like none of that has helped our people. So it's like we got a clean house right now. And it's nothing personal to anybody who in Greek or you feel like you're down with the African Union or the Pan-African movement. We are just cleaning house. We want to be able to see clearly. We want to be able to know who's standing for us and who has the same intentions we have for our ancestors and things that we're trying to do to correct our community. If we keep letting other people dictate and say so, it's like nothing is never going to happen.
And the FBI has for years said that homegrown terrorism is a much bigger issue than anything from any other country. One of the things that we keep hearing the president say is that he is going to denaturalize people. There should be people denaturalized, people who don't adhere to Western civilization values, whatever that means. I'm curious what you think about that, because one, it's not something he can do, right? He can't go around waving a wand and denaturalize people. There's a process. He's not supposed to.
Okay.
There's a legal process to that.
Yeah.
But what do you think is actually behind that? Because he probably knows that he can't do it. But what do you think he's trying to signal?
I think he is trying to do what he's always done, which is instill fear. He wants people to go into the shadows. He wants people to hide out the way that they're doing right now. People are not sending their kids to school. They're not showing up to work. He is wanting people to be terrified, and he only wants his kind of people on the streets. He wants everyone else to kind of languish in the shadows. But we can start with the fact that he's married a couple of immigrants himself, and we can start there if we about to start denaturalizing. I'm just saying.
Congresswoman, you.
Now, my point is, she does all of this, but she don't stand on no business for us. She's not out here standing on business. She's out here pretty much talking and having this back talk with Trump, this back and forth. But I mean, as far as us, you're just fighting in a system. We don't see nothing that she's actually doing. Now, if I'm wrong, y'all let me know. But we don't see nothing tangible that we see that she's doing and bringing to us or bringing to them people.
You mentioned children not going to school as a result of the fear that's being instilled by the president. That's something that we should be talking more about, and that's children who are being caught up in all of this. ProPublica had a story out on Monday. ICE sent 600 immigrant kids to detention in federal shelters this year. It's a new record. In a majority of the cases we examined, kids ended up in shelters in ways government officials say they never would have in the past, after routine immigration court hearings or appointments, or because they were at a home or a business when immigration authorities showed up to arrest someone else. Once children are in shelters, the government is making it harder and harder for relatives or other adults who act as sponsors to get them back. The average length of stay has grown to nearly 6 months, up from 1 month during the presidency of Joe Biden, public data shows.
Yeah, this is the pro-life party. I just want to be clear. This is the party that says that, they care so much about life until life actually shows up at their front door. And this is also the party that supposedly is about Christianity. And I just imagine what they would have done to a little baby Jesus, but that's a whole other issue. You know, it is really so heartbreaking. We know that under the prior Trump administration, it was the children in cages. So for me, expecting them to do better by children was not one of the things that was on my bingo card. I never expected them to do better. I expected.
Now, speaking on somebody who is for the fight and helping, they never spoke up on the fight of helping Israel and Gaza when them kids was getting blown up. She knew how to stay out of that. She didn't go in and saying that, man, these kids are getting blown up, which is letting us know that she's paid off. If y'all don't see that this woman is paid off, it's crazy, because she's talking about kids, but she neglected them in, you know, a war where her Democratic Party was not going against war. So it's just very hypocritical how these Black politicians are. We're going to have to call them out, make their voice unknown, and really call them out for this, so we don't have this type of representation for us, FBA. And she's sounding tetherist, sounding like she tetherism. But I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. Who do you else you feel like we gonna cancel next? But I want to know what y'all think, man. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace and love.